Thank you very much, everyone. So, this evening, we're going to be talking about how to build a strong personal brand for yourself. And if you are conversant with the direction in which the world is moving now, you come to realize that one of the things that can make you sell the most in literally anything you are doing is in building a personal brand. Like the way things are going now, if you drop person A and you drop person B that are even in the same industry practicing the same profession, you see that the person who has a personal brand will be doing way better than the person that is in the same profession. Let's say, for example, a typical example of such is like a proco doctor. If you place a proco doctor and his fellow doctor in the same level and everything, the same age group, the same level, the same qualification and everything, you come to realize that very few of them can actually match up to him. Why? Because he has built a personal brand for himself, and him building a personal brand for himself has opened him up to opportunities, has given him visibility, and it has made his career in such a way that there's literally no limit to what he can achieve. And if you even look at it, you see that he even gets opportunities that are not even necessarily related to healthcare. Because I can remember one time I came across an ad where he it was an ad for either InDrive or Uber. I can't remember which one exactly. And I was like, wow, it means that the power of building a personal brand is really important. See, if you're in this day and time, the in this current dispensation, we've passed that level and that stage of I just want to live a private life, I don't want people to know me, I just want to be private, blah blah blah. If you are still sustaining that mindset in this day and time, trust me, you'll be leaving a lot of opportunities on the table, you'll be leaving a lot of opportunities for growth, for going ahead in your career and everything that you are doing, believing it on the table. So trust me, building a personal brand is not just necessarily for people that want to be like full-time content creators. Even you that is an engineer, if you decide to build a personal brand for yourself, trust me, in the long run you will see a difference. You that is a surveyor, if you decide to build a personal brand for yourself, you will see the difference. You that is studying physics, if you build a personal brand for yourself, you will see the difference. So now this will bring me to just describing what a personal brand is. And honestly, I'm not going to be using bogus words, I'm not going to be using too much English, I'm not going to be using too much language. I'm just going to put it in the easiest layman language in which you can understand. And I'll just say that your personal brand is simply how people perceive you, it is simply how people see you. Like when your name is being called, like what comes to people's minds. And one interesting thing about having a personal brand or building a personal brand, you always have a personal brand, whether you like it or not, whether you are conscious of it or not. Every single person has a personal brand, because for everybody whose name is called, there is definitely something that will come to the minds of people about that person. But now, beyond having a personal brand, you need to be intentional about building it and curating it into what you want it to be for yourself. So you need to be intentional to be like, okay, this is what I want to be known for. When people call my name, this is what I want it to bring to their minds. And then when you have come to that point where you've decided on what you want your brand is, then you can now begin to build your brand. And your personal brand is not just a call for popularity or fame or something. It's meant to be built with purpose. When you are building a personal brand, you should what will make you to be effective at building your personal brand is when you make up your mind to be valuable, when you make up your mind to make a change, when you make up your mind to be a solution provider in your sphere. That is what will make you build a strong personal brand. Because like there are a lot of people that we know today, there are a lot of people that they have the visibility, they have the fame and everything, but unfortunately they are not adding anything tangible to the society. They are not known for anything good, they are not using their fame for anything good. So I just want to want to encourage each and every one of us on this session today that you should make up your mind to be a person of purpose. In whatever sphere, in whatever you make up your mind that you want to be known about, let it be built on the foundation of purpose. Like, let that be your core and let that be your key. Very, very important. And I'm very glad, and honestly, I really love the fact that today I'm getting to speak with students, I'm getting to speak with people that are still in school. And I'm just here to tell you that if you're here today, honestly, you are very, very privileged to be hearing these kinds of things. You're very privileged to be benefiting from this amazing platform that Joel has put together. Because one thing that differentiates a lot of people in life is actually time. So there's this popular content creator I usually follow, and then she was talking about how she's always coming online, like she talks about remote working and all of that. And she was like, she's always telling people work hard and everything, but she was like that she has come to realize that she's actually privileged for time, because she's currently 24 years old. By the way, I'm talking about Adefe Adeoye. She's currently 24 years old, and she's doing really, really well. Like, she's really doing well. And then she was like that when she sat down to think about it, she realized that she has actually been, like, she started putting in the work from when she was 15, and now this is 9 years down the line. Do you understand? So now she started putting in the work when she was 15. It took her, I don't know how many years it took her to really, really gain the visibility and everything. But like, she's really reaping the results now 9 years down the line. And everybody's like, oh my God, she's so young and everything. Nobody knows that she has been putting in the work ever since she was 15. So if you are doing things and you are doing them early, trust me, you are at a very, very big advantage. Because when it comes to building anything, when it comes to building a brand for yourself, building a personal brand and everything, it usually takes time. So the earlier you start, the better for you. Let's say, for instance, if God has already proposed it, that in the picture of your life, in the plan of your life, I want this boy, I want this girl to put in at least 5 years of work. That's what I've designed for this person to put in, and then they'll begin to see enormous results. And we see this even in the Bible, right? When God when God wanted to lead the Israelites to the promised land, their prescribed number of days to stay in the wilderness was meant to be 40 days, but due to their own negligence, they ended up spending 40 years. That's just to tell you that God usually designs a specific number of time to stay in a particular place before we begin to see like certain results. So imagine God has designed that, okay, I want you, your own prescription is 5 years, and you are still playing with your life till you are 25. You are still playing with your life till you are 30. So I'm just here to encourage you to be serious with your life. Like, start practicing these things early. If you start practicing these things from when you are in school, when you are graduating, trust me, like, you would be at a greater advantage compared to your peers that were just wasting away their time, that were just whiling away their time and everything. So this is just to say that it's very, very good to start early. When you start early, you automatically see your results earlier, and people will be wondering, oh, she's so young, he's so young and everything, but you don't know that you actually start putting in the work right from when you were a student. So for me, when it comes to building a personal brand, where the most effective place for you to start building a personal brand in this day and time is on social media, because social media is just that place that connects you to the entire world. It will connect you to people that on a normal day you would never have seen, you would never have known. It will even make you to see places that you would never have known existed. I mean, like, I've never been on a vacation outside of Nigeria, but I can literally call some countries for you and tell you specific spots that people go to relax, and even describe how the place looks for you. Meanwhile, I've actually never been there. So that's the power of social media. Social media will help you go beyond your physical location. It will help you go beyond your geographical location. So if you really, really want to reach people and you want to build a strong personal brand, then you need to harness the power of social media. And then when it comes to social media, for me personally, I create content on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and LinkedIn. But honestly speaking, I understand the fact that you guys are students and it may not be very convenient for you to combine all of these platforms all at once, because like sometimes literally if I sit down and I want to like create content, like I want to write content for LinkedIn, I want to create videos, I want to edit and all of that, sometimes it can take me literally almost 4 hours to put everything together. I mean, I've even recorded the video already, like just to edit, put everything together on all these platforms may take me almost 4 hours. And I understand that you may not necessarily have that luxury as a student. But two platforms I will honestly recommend for you to start with are number one, LinkedIn, and number two, TikTok. LinkedIn it's a professional platform. Is a platform that will help you build yourself in your profession, your career, like to really help you in career progression and all of that. And then TikTok too, it's relatively easier to grow on TikTok. It's relatively easier for you to build your brand on TikTok compared to other platforms. So for a start, I would say you should begin with these two, and with time I believe you'll be able to grow into other platforms. And then when it comes to building a personal brand, remember that I spoke about the fact that you need to hinge it onto value, you need to hinge it to purpose, you need to hinge it to making and providing a solution. So when you have decided this fair that you want to build your personal branding, you want to build your influence in, you want to create a voice in for yourself, you need to make up your mind to provide value. Like people need to know that okay, this person will provide value, because if you're not providing solutions, if you're not providing answers to people's questions, trust me, nobody's going to listen to you, because nobody has data to waste. Data is now very, very expensive. And personally, I won't sit down to be listening to someone or watching somebody that is not going to add a positive impact to my life. So you need to make up your mind that you want to give out value. And this is why you need to do a lot of research. Number one, you need to work on yourself. After you have discovered, okay, oh, this is the niche I want to go into, go and start reading books on them. If you are a student and you don't have money to buy hard copy books, there are a lot of platforms where you can get soft copy books for free. Like there are soft copy books everywhere. There are people you can collect soft copy books from and all of that. And just really, really need to build yourself. You need to look out for people that have grown in that industry and begin to study them, begin to listen to them, begin to learn from them, begin to assess how they do their things. Oh, okay, oh, in my industry, this is how people do things, this is what works, this is what doesn't work, and everything. Because you really need to understand the industry you want to get into, because different things work for different industries. So it's very important for you to understand your industry and what will make you to stand out in that industry. And honestly, I really, really want to emphasize on you building value in yourself as a student. See, it is very, very important. Like this is the best time for you to really, really sit down and learn and build up yourself in as many areas as possible. Don't go to school and only be reading your books. Yes, read your books, so study your books, so but you need to get practical about it, because in case you do not know, in case you have not heard what is being taught you, what they teach you in the four corners of your classroom, what your lecturers teach you in the four corners of your classroom is not enough for you. Like it is not enough for you to thrive in the real world today. Gone are those days when people go to school and they'll just be like, okay, when I get a good result, I come out, I get a government job and everything. If you don't have connection, nobody's going to give you a job. So you need to build skills that will help you thrive independently in the marketplace. You need to build skills that will help you stand out outside of school. They are teaching you the X, the Y in school. The X, the Y is not going to give you money. The X, the Y is not going to build your brand for you. Like, I'm not trying to say you should neglect your academics or your studies, but I'm just trying to say that in as much as you are reading your school books, it's also important for you to build practical knowledge and skills. Sit down and ask yourself, let's say for instance, you are studying engineering. What do I need to do to really like stand out in the engineering market? What do I need to do? What are the extra things? Do I need to take extra certifications? Do I need to take extra courses? What are the things I'll do that will make me stand out in the marketplace, that will make me stand out amidst other people. Now the in thing, what is reigning like is people like getting remote jobs, being in Nigeria, earning in foreign currency, while other people are shouting, hey, economy, economy, they are smiling because as exchange rate is going on, is favoring them, right? So it's very important for you to build practical skills. Emphasis on practical skills, gain practical knowledge, because it's also important for you in building your personal brand. You cannot give out from an empty cup, you cannot give what you don't have. So if you even know that you are not well grounded yet, give yourself like 6 months. Say, okay, I'm going to take this 6 months, I'm going to lock myself in, and I'm going to learn about this thing. I want to be known in this sphere of business. I'm going to take out 6 months and read so amount of books in these 6 months. It doesn't mean that after the 6 months you stop reading the books, so but like just to gain the basic foundational knowledge that I need. I want to be a tech girl, I want to be a tech bro. You take out your time. I want to watch videos, I want to read materials, I want to subscribe to newsletters that will give me more insights in this field. Because if you don't know what you are doing, you cannot build a strong personal brand. You can't even build a strong personal brand. You can't even build a personal brand for yourself, because if you don't know what you are doing, if you cannot prove that you know what you are doing, nobody is going to listen to you, nobody is going to pay attention to you. Because now almost everybody is now getting in on the whole, I want to build a personal brand, I want to build a community for myself and all of that. So there's a lot of competition. So for you to be able to stand out, you really need to know your onions. So devote yourself to building yourself, devote yourself to growth. Very, very important. Like, if you that's like the biggest asset that you can have as a person. Because if you have taken out your time to build yourself, to grow yourself in different areas of your life, you always stand out. Somebody can take it from you. You can lose your job, but you cannot lose your knowledge. You can lose the opportunity, but if you still have the stuff within you, other ones will come. So it's very important for you to build substance within yourself. That is the number one thing. Because a lot of people are empty, like they're just empty barrels, and they are just trying to chase the wind and everything, and nothing is working because they're not taking out time to really work on themselves. So take out your time and really work on yourself. And honestly, I'm going to recommend reading. Read a lot, read on different things, read on different topics. When you read, it will help even in your writing skills, it will help in your speaking skills, it will help you like just be an avid learner. I always emphasize on the need to always learn. Like, go for knowledge. Someone who has knowledge is practically indispensable. If you are knowledgeable, you are indispensable. It will only take a matter of time. People will look for you everywhere. And then I spoke about how if you want to build a brand for yourself, you want to build a strong you want to build a strong voice for yourself in a particular area, you need to know that you are not there to serve yourself. Actually, you are there to serve people. So you need to begin to ask yourself that, okay, well, in this industry, like, what do people want? What are the questions that are always in people's minds? What are the things? Like, you need to look at yourself as a solution provider. So carry out research and go and ask ChatGPT, okay, oh, I want to build a personal brand, a community for myself in the educational sector, in the business sector, in the health sector. What are the questions that people usually look for answers to? And you begin to provide answers to these questions, begin to provide answers to them through written content, you begin to provide answers to them through video content, right? And yeah, I know that many people may be like, when it comes to this building a personal brand thing, and then like creating content, trying to build a community and everything, I don't have a good phone, I don't have a good camera, blah blah blah. See, I'll just say, start with what you have. You can borrow from your friend. If it is that bad, or yeah, even start with LinkedIn, you don't have to post video. If you post video, yes, it's also like helping your impressions and everything, because now videos are like the in thing. But even through written content, there are people that they just do pure written content, right? So you practically do not even have an excuse. And another thing again is that many times we are so fixated on these big apps, LinkedIn, TikTok, blah blah blah, and we forget what we have at our disposal, which is WhatsApp. So you can even use your WhatsApp to begin to build yourself. Like when you post things, you can post out the links to people, you can post it on your status, you can tell people to repost for you and everything, to also drive traffic to those other apps. So because many times, like, we are always fixated on the so-called big things that we forget what we really have in front of us. So make good use of the circle that you have around you before you begin to like extend outwards and everything. Very important. And then when it comes to building a personal brand, one thing you really need to know is that, see, it doesn't take a day. I don't know how they say, they put that saying, Rome was not built in a day or something like that. Like, it's going to take time. You need to be consistent. Very important. And that is why it's also good for you to start now. It's good for you to start early. It is not too early for you to start. Trust me, before you know, you'll be a graduate and you'll be faced with the realities of life. So it is not too early for you to start. You need to be consistent. You cannot say that, oh, I've done this thing, oh, I've done it for 1 month, I've not seen results, I'm not getting comments, I'm not getting likes, blah blah blah. I'm tired, oh. Lie. You cannot be thinking like that and want to succeed in building a personal brand. You cannot say, I've done it for a year, I'm going to give up. It's a lie. Sometimes, like, I just sit down and go through some YouTubers' videos and everything, and I'll see that this person has been creating content for the past 4 years. Like, you see that the person created content for like 4 years before their content picked up. So you cannot give up, because if you give up, it means that there is nothing in your hands for God to bless. Because what if you are meant to gain that visibility after your 50th video, and then you decide to give up at your 45th video or even your 49th video? So you need to make up your mind that, see, you are going to do this thing, and no matter how difficult it feels, because trust me, there are some things that you just be so frustrated, like, I'm putting in the work, I'm not seeing the results and everything, but you just need to make up your mind that, see, you are going to play the long-term game, because that is what it is. Building a personal brand, there is no giving up on it. And one thing again is that you may think that you are doing it and you're not seeing results and everything, but trust me, you are changing people's lives. Even those 1-2 people that are following you, those 3 people that are following you, those 4 people that are following you, you are changing their lives. And remember what I said, this thing has to be hinged on purpose. Like, it's not just necessarily about yourself, because the moment when you begin to see a real change is when you want to serve people. When you make up your mind that, see, I want people to listen to me and feel ignited. Like, I want people to find answers to their problems. I want entrepreneurs to listen to me and begin to do business better. When you begin to think that way, that's when you see results. But when you are so fixated on yourself, you won't even be doing the right thing in the first place, because you are there to actually serve people, not yourself. But when you serve people well, there are results that will come naturally with it. So if you want to build a personal brand, you need to be people-centered. You need to be thinking, my audience. Like, you need to be people-centered, not just about yourself. That is what will bring the real results that you want to see. And then, as a student, when it comes to building a personal brand, one thing that is really very important for you is time management. Like, you know that where you are going is different. You know that you know where you want to go to. You know what you want for yourself. You know what you want to achieve for yourself. So you need to make up your mind that you're going to use your time wisely. You're not going to sit down and be having unnecessary conversations. You're not going to engage in things that waste your time unnecessarily. And you just need to really discipline yourself. And one major cancer that is affecting a lot of people today is this thing about social media. Just imagine those 2 hours, those 3 hours that you use to scroll through social media endlessly, looking at people's lives. Like, I always say this thing, I'm like, I cannot sit down for hours upon hours. I'm not saying I don't use social media at all, because all work and no play makes Jack a double, right? But I cannot sit down and be using hours upon hours to be scrolling through people's lives that are using me to even build their personal brand, and then me that I'm still trying to build myself. Instead of me to go and fix my life and not be using my time and be watching other people that have already fixed their lives, and my own life will remain unfixed. So those 2 hours, those 3 hours that you use to scroll through endlessly on social media, trust me, if you take out half of that time and you devote it that every day I'm going to. And see, consistency is very important too. If you want to do this thing, you cannot say I'm going to be posting once in 2 weeks, or I'm going to be posting even once a week or twice a week. You need to make up your mind. If there are 7 days in a week, aim for 7. So when you aim for 7, at the end of the day, you'll be able to achieve like 5. Because out of sight is out of mind. And when you build consistency, people are always seeing you, people are always seeing you. It's just a matter of time. So far you are providing value, honestly, they cannot ignore you for too long. So consistency is very, very, very important. And if you want to be consistent, you need to learn how to manage your time well. All of that time you sit down and be gisting gist that will not add anything to your life. If you used to use 2 hours to gist those kind of gist, please reduce it to 30 minutes or 1 hour and use that remaining time to do something meaningful for yourself. You need to, and as a student, there's this thing about, oh, you're trying to balance it out with your academics and everything. Trust me, even after you become a student, it doesn't get better. If possible, it gets worse. So use this time to learn how to manage your time well. Yes, because you are not going to say, when I after I graduate, I no longer have books to read, then I have all the time. It's a lie. You actually do not have all the time. So this is the best time for you to learn how to manage your time well. If you're a student and you know how to manage your time very well, trust me, the sky is your limit when you enter the real world. Because a lot of things are constantly trying to like just pull our time. So as a student now, you know you're juggling your academics, you're trying to build a personal brand, you're trying to reach people, you're also trying to grow yourself, you're trying to build yourself, right? So you need to be intentional and be like, okay, 1 hour every day. This is just an example. Can be like, okay, 1 hour every day to read a book that is going to help me to read a book that is going to help me to gain knowledge in my field and the industry that I want to build a personal brand with. Can be like another 1 hour. I want to use it to like write an article every day and post on my LinkedIn profile. Can be like, okay, 1 hour every day for like what else. Well, you guys just, I believe you get what I'm trying to say. Like, it doesn't even have to be 10 hours, it doesn't have to be 15 hours. Like, I can just take out 1 hour, I can take out 30 minutes and just devote time. Trust me, there is time. There's actually time. If you, all you need to do is just to manage it well. Very, very important. So I think I've come to the end of my session, and I'll be handing over to Joel from here.
All right. Thank you so much for that. Before we celebrate you, find that okay, we're already doing that. That really had an amazing session. I would want to ask us if you have any questions for her.
So I'm trying to access the chat box because I saw that she posted another message again. Anyways, so let me just say that when you are building a personal brand, you also need to be authentic. People need to be able to know that okay, I can actually connect with this person, right? So if I don't know why I can't access the chat box, but I saw that you were trying to say something about like you found your purpose, I want to rebrand and everything. That's a perfect story that I can use actually. Like, just come up and tell your story, because trust me, a lot of people will be able to relate to that, because we're all young people. We are still in the phase of like experimenting and trying different things. You do this today and then tomorrow you find out that okay, I think I'll prefer this, or I think I want to pivot to this other profession and all of that. Like, it's something that is very common with a lot of young people. So if you even use that story to be like, okay, oh, I've been working in so and so, I've been talking about so and so sphere, but like this was how over time I've found out that my interest has transitioned, and now I would rather be like, I want to begin to share my knowledge and expertise in this field, and I want to begin to grow myself. Like, just share your story. just the way it is, just as it is. Whatever made you, or whatever has informed your decision to want to pivot from a particular industry or sphere to another one, just bring up that story the way it is, as authentic as it is. If it is that you saw somebody and it inspired you and you decided that okay, or maybe like you just grew an interest in it, or maybe you decided that you wanted to learn more about it, and you found out that it was more interesting and it fits more with your person, and you want to transition there, like just bring up the story just the way it is, and trust me, a lot of people will be able to relate to it, a lot of people will be able to connect to it, and that kind of content usually sells a lot. Yes, so I'll just say that if you want to rebrand, just tell your story in its authentic form, and it will sell well for you.
All right, thank you so much. Do we have further questions? Is our laws to ask? And I feel, please, you let me know whether what I'm saying is right or wrong. Yeah, those of us here, I feel, bah, we've heard what has been spoken today, but two things are currently bothering us. Number one, we have not really found what we would position ourselves to be on social media. What we're going to talk about, what we're going to do, like that. And secondly, it will be, what do I post and how do I show up on these platforms? I don't understand how LinkedIn works. Okay, yes, it's how do I show up on these platforms? I don't understand how LinkedIn works. I don't have TikTok, this and this, YouTube. I heard, okay, there's one this monetization strategy. I don't even know about it. So I feel this can be the two things bothering us right now. And I think fundamentally is the first one I spoke about. We maybe some of us do not know yet what we would portray ourselves at, what personal brand we would want to build, and that's the reason why we are quiet. Please, I want to Fam Lois, this like a little mentorship group we have. We're currently running the 100-hour story challenge, so it's exclusively for the people that registered for this. And part of why we are having all these sessions is because I want them to be better versions of themselves as students. So please, the goal is not to just listen to this and you keep quiet in all your doubts, in all your doubts to stay silent. No, the goal is to ask questions now so that you get the right directions to apply what has been said. One of the things that stuck with me was when Famloy said, "Stop being fixated and start being people centered. Stop being, hey, nothing concerns me with other people. No, nothing. Let me just live my life like, let me just live my life personally." In having that, mindset, you'll just be sidelining yourself from a lot of opportunities. That's basically it. You'll be sidelining yourself from a lot of potentials that you can be and become. So please and please, if there's any area of clarity we need at this in this tribe, we call ourselves tribe. In this tribe, we are not getting fixated, thinking solely about ourselves. Let me just live my life small, small. Let me live my life, JJ. No, we are all about impact. We are all about creating value. Nobody who Anybody you see who changed the world. In fact, everything we celebrate today, the good things we celebrate today, it was not always there. It was someone who came out of his or her comfort zone to say, hey, I'm going to make this work. And the person went through thick and thin, went through rough roads to make it happen. I'm a twin. Mary Slessor, sorry, I'm bringing all these things, but I really want us to ask questions so we implement what is being taught. Mary Slessor, I'm a twin. I probably would not have been alive by this time if Mary Slessor did not come to Africa, just imagine someone leaving the West, coming to Africa, Africa where there are mosquitoes, Africa where the cultures, and coming to Africa to stop all these things. Do you think these were cultures that were enshrined in their minds? They had structure for all this culture. Do you think it would be easy to break a culture that has existed for years? People killing twins. But she came, and what happened? I'm enjoying it today. So enough of being fixated to say I'm living my life jeje alone, I beg, nothing concern me. You are limiting your potential, you're limiting what people can benefit from you, you're limiting the opportunities that can come to you. So please, whatever will make stop you from making taking actions for what has been said, from building your brand, because that's what I expect from each and every one of us. Yes, that I will even follow you on your social media platforms. Yes, that's what I'm expecting from this. If you don't have, you're already working towards building one. Please ask your question. Ask your question. So I think I've spoken my sermon. Please, let's ask questions. I'll just give room. If there's no question in the next 1 minute, we'll just proceed.
Okay, so Joel, while you were speaking, you spoke about the fact that one of the questions that will be on a lot of people's minds is like what should I even talk about? What should I build my personal brand on and everything? I'll just say that look within yourself. A lot of people are trying to be copycats today because people are doing virtual assistants. Oh yeah, myself, I want to do virtual assistants because this person is doing this. I also want to do it because this person is doing influencer. I want to do it. This person is into tech. I want to do tech and everything. But what I'll say is that for everything that you want to be, for everything that you want to do, look within yourself. What are the things that you have a natural inclination for? What are the things that you love? What are the things that you enjoy? I didn't just necessarily wake up one day and be like, okay, I want to be talking about business, entrepreneurship, personal development, and all of that. There are just things that I found out that I genuinely liked and I genuinely enjoy. And the reason why I was able to find this out was because I tried to invest in growing myself. I read books, I listen to people, and when you're in the midst of all of these things, you begin to get enlightened, like you begin to know about a lot of things, and in the process, you get to discover yourself even more. Be like, oh, okay, I actually have an interest in this thing. Oh, I actually like this thing and everything. So I'll say that devote yourself to personal development. In the process, you will find yourself. In the process, you will discover yourself. Like there's no prescribed formula for it, but there's a pathway to it. Give yourself to personal development, and with time you find yourself. What are the things that you naturally like? What are the things that you naturally have a passion for? What are the things that you naturally have a passion for? Younger, she was growing up, people used to be like, you are talking too much, or you like to talk this one, that one. And today she talks to people, right? So many times, like, you don't have to look outside, you don't have to be carried away by what everybody is doing. Lock in and look within yourself. And that's why it's also good for you to have a quiet time for yourself. Like, you need to have that time when you separate yourself from everybody, when you separate yourself from the noise and all of that. Because if you're always making noise, you're always talking, you're always on social media, you're always around noise, you're always busy, you're always doing something, you can't find yourself that way. But you need to take out time and be like, okay, I actually want to spend time with myself. I want to practice. I want to just sit down and think. I want to sit down and reflect. It will help you a lot. And honestly, that's something that I found out right from when I was in university, like the power of thinking, the power of thoughts, the power of separating yourself and just sit down in one place or just lie down. You're not doing anything, but you're just thinking, you are reflecting. If you keep practicing this thing, giving yourself to personal development, giving yourself to productive thoughts and productive reflection, it's just a matter of time. You will find yourself. And when you are starting out to building a personal brand, you don't have to do only one thing. You don't have to do only one thing. If as at that point you have an interest in 5 different things and it's 5 things you like, go into those 5 things and be talking about those 5 things. Yes, let people know you about them. When I'm introducing myself, in my YouTube channel. I say, hi guys, my name is Dosadama. I talk about faith, business and finance and personal development. Tomorrow, maybe I may decide to niche down on one thing. I don't know. But for now, those are the things that I like. Those are the things I have an interest in. And I will continue to talk about them. So just stop overthinking it. Stop overthinking it. If anything that you have an interest in, if it is even hair self you have an interest in, start talking about hair. Start talking about people can how people can take care of their hair. If it's skincare you have an interest in, start talking about skin. Like anything, you don't have to overthink it, to be very honest. Just start from somewhere. And many times it is in starting that you discover. If you sit down and you are overthinking it, oh, I want to be perfect, oh, what do I like, what do I this, what do I that, start from somewhere. Even if you are not even sure that you like that thing, start. When you start you discover. Discovery lies in doing. Discovery lies in action. It's not in sitting down and pondering and thinking. No, just start. In the process you find yourself evolving as time goes on and you gain more clarity. So in the chat box too, somebody asked that how can someone possibly maintain authenticity while trying to impress others online, because I feel most people online try to impress people. This is very, very correct. A lot of people are trying to impress people, but see, a lot of the people that really, really stand the test of time are people that are creating impact, people that are creating solutions. Because if you are trying to impress people, you will be centered. You will be trying to follow trends. You will be trying to do what everybody is doing. And we all know that trends do not last. What started this year, next year, in fact, a few months down the line will no longer be raining again. So why not focus on building impact? Why not focus on providing value? When you provide true impact and value, you become indispensable. So try and remove your eyes from trying to impress people and all of that. Don't try to impress anybody. Try to impact people. Because even if people are not impressed by you, even if people think they do not like you, if you are providing value, nobody can deny the fact. Like they will still have to reckon with you even if they don't like you. So far you have value to provide. Because there are a lot of people that people don't necessarily like, but because the value they are providing is indispensable, they can't just do without them. They can't remove them from the equation. So don't focus on impressing people. It doesn't last. If you want to be indispensable, focus on providing value. Yeah. Okay, someone said that can I send my YouTube channel and TikTok links? Okay, sure, I'll do that. I'll do that. So I don't know if we have any other questions. Any other questions? Let me see if I can get you.
All right, so I think this is getting interesting, and that's basically spirit. Yeah,